Hi, I'm August Keller, and this is my review of The Dark Knight. The Dark Knight defines its generation. It's the movie that I was most excited for in my entire life, and it completely lived up to the hype. To this day, it remains a defining movie of my life. Its story is potent with emotions and excitement. It's not necessarily artistic, but it's peak entertainment with decent substance. Um, on a drama level, its protagonists have their ideals challenged, relationships are strained, losses are significant, and arcs are earned. Bruce Wayne changes in a real way, which is rare for a franchise movie protagonist, especially superhero movies. It's hard for them to pull that off, but it's done maybe the best here. On a themes level, each character represents a different vision of justice. There's order, chance, and chaos. I think that's pretty much the big three. And each position is convincing. You can see why these characters feel the way they feel. The mark of a good villain is being able to see how the villain can think they're correct, even though we as an audience know they're wrong. And this is one of the best examples of that. On a plot level, the plot is a natural progression from the previous film and sets up the next film, yet feels like its own story. You can watch The Dark Knight on its own or within the trilogy, and it works either way. To me, that's the perfect execution of a second film in a trilogy. You couldn't really ask for more. There are plot holes and contrivances, but the story moves so confidently that those flaws don't really matter. You don't really notice them, and when you do think back and notice them, it's kind of inconsequential. What matters is everything else that's going on. Plus, the ending is bittersweet, which is my favorite kind of ending when done correctly, which it is here. Meanwhile, of course, the acting is electric. I think everybody knows that Heath Ledger provides an all-time. It's like an all-time performance, one of just a Hall of Fame performance. He is this role. His performance here is the definition of disappearing into a role. So all of this together really elevates the Dark Knight into a legendary level. Technically, the Dark Knight is a force. Um, on a direction level, Nolan's craftsmanship is above and beyond. Tone, atmosphere, and realism, these they're all just crystal clear. And this approach is still influencing the genre and blockbusters at large today, even 10 years, 15 years later. The cinematography tends to be artistically muted, but there are memorable shots. There's a memorable arc shot, a memorable upside down shot, and at the very least, the imagery is always highly informative. I think that's a good way to define Nolan's approach to cinematography is informative, even if it isn't necessarily beautiful. The sound design is sleek yet gripping with symbolic touches. There's a lot of action, of course, but there are punches of silence and emphasis, which are emotionally motivated. The editing seamlessly blends storylines. There's a few different threads going on, and Nolan is a master of structuring momentum by cutting between the threads with precise timing. He always finds the right point to jump right when things are getting the most exciting. He jumps from one thread to the next, and he just keeps that momentum going that way. The music is very measured, but also very heightened when it comes to suspense. There are these relentless strings associated with the Joker, which are kind of subtle, but very much overtake scenes. Um, the production design, I think the Joker's costume is nearly as iconic as Ledger's performance. I know that's a pretty extreme thing to say, but that costume redefined what the Joker looks like to people. There's also a sense of place, a strong sense of place, and yeah, just overall, this whole Batman world is a good blend of fantasy and groundedness, which again is a defining quality of this franchise and really kind of changed the game when it comes to superhero movies. Lastly, the effects are grandiose. Nolan is known for keeping things as practical as he can, so they literally flip a semi truck. They literally blow up an entire hospital. Those are big deals, and the movie is much better for them. Um, so yeah, overall, The Dark Knight is a symphony of skilled entertainment and a film for all audiences. It's one of those movies that will always be beloved. It's just a Hall of Famer, really. So yeah, that's all I have to say about The Dark Knight. If you like what I'm doing here, please feel free to like and subscribe. You're also welcome to follow me on Instagram, which is linked in the description. But at the very least, I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you next time. Okay, thanks. Bye.